Okay, lesson number 1 on how the atom truly functions. Let's imagine for a minute that's your electron. This is your proton. And this is your neutron. So you got your electron, proton, neutron. Now, the electron and the proton are highly attracted to each other. They want to get together more than anything else, like really bad. This neutron is doing everything she can to push that electron away because, quite frankly, the proton and neutron are married. And she's a jealous bitch. And he's got an open eye for something else. So that something else is the electron. And they're trying to get back to each other. They're trying to get to each other. And this neutron is trying to do everything she can to push that electron away. And this is a constant, nonstop struggle between the three components of the atom. This constant push-pull, pull-push, attraction, rejection, that sort of thing. Because of the way this flows, it creates a motion. It creates a flow. So this electron is constantly flowing like this as this neutron is pushing it away. So it's moving in this counterclockwise direction. Okay. Now, if you think in terms of being in outer space or gravity not existing, that sort of thing, you'll have to come to terms with that. If you think about it in those terms, if you get that constant flow, you end up having this circular cycle going on. And as this circular cycle goes on, we end up having a magnetic field created. And this is just a chunk of iron. We end up having, it's kind of like the neutron proton is like a chunk of iron, and they start flowing around in this circle like this. Okay, so everything's in a flow motion. This is only a two-dimensional representation of how the atom functions. Now, if you take it to a three-dimensional level, then you understand that it turns into a toroidal field. And toroidal fields are a perfect representation of a magnetic field. If you think about the magnetic field of the sun and how the faster speed of the sun's plasma creates its magnetic field, or maybe in the earth where the earth's magma creates a magnetic field for the earth. Now, if you're thinking about this in three-dimensional terms and remember the pattern as being a toroidal field, then that toroidal field ends up having a 0 point right there in the center. And that 0 point is where the electron is going through this toroidal field, circling around like this because of that push-pull motion around the edge of that toroidal field. Whereas meantime, as that's happening, you've got your proton and neutron going in a circle like this on the inner part, jelly filling of the donut of the toroidal field. That creates a magnetic field. And with that magnetic field, it creates a shell, you might say, from the pattern of the electron around the outside of the donut. But eventually, as the electron is going like this, flowing like this, it ends up coming to here. And if you remember, all of this is happening at or close to the speed of light. So if you can imagine a whole bunch of electrons coming into this like one center point of this toroidal field, that creates 0 point. That creates quantum. That creates access to everything. Any questions?